Alright, so this is the video for 11.5, and in this video we're going to talk about the surface area and volume of prisms and cylinders. Okay, so anything with the top and the bottom have a base. So by definition, guys, a prism is a 3D shape composed solely of polygons, whereas the two bases that are both congruent and parallel, and then the lateral faces will always be rectangles. Okay, so essentially this top piece here is a base, top piece here is a base. Okay, both of the bases are parallel and congruent. And then when we're talking about the lateral faces, that would be these on the sides. Okay, so by definition, the lateral faces, okay, they are the polygons, essentially, that are not the bases. All right, so a lateral edge then is a segment connecting the corresponding bases, the corresponding sides of the bases. Oh my gosh, I can't spell today. Sides, S-I-D-E-S. Okay, meaning that the lateral edges would be this, just the lines, this, this, and this, and this. The base edges are edges along the base, okay, so that would be this. These are the lines, okay, they're the connecting points. They connect the lateral edges to the base. So the base edge is a segment containing the vertices of the base. And then the height, which can be a little confusing, it doesn't seem like it, but it can be, okay, is going to be the distance between the two bases. So in this case, my height is this here. Okay, but if you have the bases that aren't the top and the bottom, the height can also be this way. So think of it as just the distance between the two bases. Okay, so these are the formulas that you need. Okay, the volume of the base of a prism is going to be the area of the base times the height of the prism. Okay, and so we usually see that as V equals big B times H. Okay, now the area of the base, depending on what shape the base is, will depend on what formula we have to use. So that can get a little bit tricky. Okay, the lateral area of the prism, meaning that not the bases, okay, if we just want to find the area around it, the lateral area is always the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. And therefore, to find the surface area of the prism, the surface area, remember, it's just going to be the lateral area plus the area of the two bases. Okay, so surface area will be the lateral area, which is the perimeter of the base, height the prism, plus 2 times, I'm going to put base area of the base. Okay, these are the formulas that you really need to know. All right, if I look at example 1a, okay, I have what we call a triangular prism. Okay, now prisms are always named according to their base. So in this case, the base is a triangle, so we call that a triangular prism. Okay, now the first thing I always do is I always draw out the base. Okay, so my base is 8, and this is 6. Okay, we're going to pretend for now that this and this are equal. It'll just make our lives a little bit easier. Okay, so if I wanted to first find the area of the base, which I'm going to have to, so I always draw the base out separate. I find the area of it, and then I find the perimeter. So the area of the base. Okay, well, the base is just a triangle, so we know that the base formula for a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So in this case, it would just be 1/2 times 6 times 8, which is 1/2 times 48, which is 24. Okay, the area of the base is 24. Okay, next thing I need to do is I need to find the perimeter of the base. Okay, now the perimeter would just be this plus this plus this. Okay, well, I don't have all those pieces, so I need to go and find them. Okay, well, if this whole thing is 8, that means this is 4 and this is 4. Okay, and then I can look at this like a right triangle. Okay, so 4, 6, and I want to find this. Okay, well, remember back to a couple chapters ago, the Pythagorean theorem. So 6 squared plus 4 squared is equal to x squared. 6 squared is 36 plus 16. Okay, which is what, 52? Okay, so to undo a square, we take the square root. And if I put the square root of 52 in my calculator, I get about 7.2. Okay, so that means this is 7.2. 4 times 6, or 4 squared plus 6 squared is 7.2 squared. Well, this is the same thing, 4 squared plus 6 squared, so this has to be 7.2. Okay, so my perimeter would be, this whole bottom part is 8. So 8 plus 7.2 plus 7.2, which is, what is that, 22.4? Okay, so the perimeter of my base is 22.4. Okay, now I have my important stuff to find the volume and surface area of this prism. Okay, so the volume, remember, is the area of the base times the height of the prism. Okay, now remember the height of the prism is the distance between the two bases, which is right here. So my height in this case is 9. Okay, well, the area of the base is 24. I've already found that. So my volume is just 24 times 9, which is 216. And don't forget we're in volume, so that would be centimeters cubed. Okay, now the surface area of this thing, it's a little bit longer. Okay, it's 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height. Okay, but we already have all those too. Okay, so this is just 2 times the area of the base, which is 24, plus the perimeter of the base, which is right here, plus the height of the prism, which is here. Okay, so if I put that into my calculator, I get 249.6. And that is surface area, hence area, so we're in two-dimensional space, so that would be centimeters squared. Okay, and that is how you calculate the surface area and volume of a prism. All right, now I want you to pause this video and I want you to try to calculate the surface area and volume of this shape over here. Okay, well, first of all, the shape is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So we would say it's a hexagonal prism. Okay, and I always start with drawing the base out separately. It makes it so much easier. You're going to make lots less mistakes. Okay, we do know it's regular because all sides are equal and all angles are equal. Okay, it gives us right here that our apothem is 2 square root of 3, which is so nice. And then it gives us here that each of our side lengths is 4. Okay, so from there, I want you to go ahead and calculate the area and the perimeter of this thing. Okay, and that'll give you what you need to find the volume in the surface area. So go ahead and pause this, try to work it out, and then we'll come back and check your answer. All right, so hopefully you took a minute and you worked this out. It shouldn't have been too difficult. Okay, my volume is right here. Okay, we have the area of the base times height, which is 41.57, and we can see that our height is right here. So we'd get 83.14. Don't forget your centimeters cubed. The surface area of this thing is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height. So 2 times 41.57 plus the perimeter of the base is 24, the height was 2. When you put all that together, you get your surface area as 131.14 centimeters squared.